Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm your host Ian from EonTalk and I've got another Korean movies recommendations list for you today. With this ongoing global pandemic, I sincerely do hope everyone is staying safe out there and staying alert and informed. As we are all keeping our distance from others and many are working from home and exercising self-quarantine, I thought it'd be interesting to go over some Korean films that revolve around similar situations that we are facing today and are, in my opinion, worth watching during self-quarantine to pass along the time. As with my other previous recommendations videos, such as the best Korean thrillers and best Korean comedies videos, I've compiled a list of movies that I believe are definitely worth checking out and will be explaining some basic background info regarding the films, giving a short synopsis of the movies, but won't be giving any in-depth reviews. This list consists of 6 films I recommend in no particular order and are totally subjective to my biased opinions. Not all of these movies are necessarily quote-unquote disaster films, but are movies with the general premise of state of emergency. By no means am I recommending these movies to reflect reality or the reality of current situations, but I just thought it's interesting how movies portray state of emergencies. If you have differing views and opinions, please respectfully leave them in the comments, and if you join the EonTalk Telegram group, you can further discuss Korean movie related topics with a lot of K-film enthusiasts. Now then, without further ado, let's get into today's video. The first movie on the list is a movie I've recommended multiple times as it's one of the most globally recognized Korean movies, Train to Busan. Train to Busan is a zombie film that was released back in 2016 and played a crucial role in placing Korean cinema on a global scale. The film stars the likes of Gong Yoo, Chung Yoo-mi, Don Lee aka Ma Dong-seok, Kim Soo-an, Kim Hee-sung, Choi Woo-sik, and An So-hee, and was directed by Yeon Sang-ho, who also directed the follow-up to Train to Busan titled Peninsula that will be releasing later this year. Although Train to Busan may not seem very related to the Korean situations we are facing today, it has probably crossed your mind at least once the thought of the virus being a zombie virus. No? It may just be me, but my imagination has led me to ponder the thought. Anyways, the synopsis of Train to Busan is as follows. A state of emergency is announced as an unknown virus spreads throughout South Korea. On a train bound for a southern city of Korea known as Busan, that's also known to be a safe ground from the virus, various circumstances arise. What seemed to be a normal train ride turns into a 442-kilometer battle of survival. The next movie is the oldest film on this list. Directed by the 4-time Oscar winner Bong Joon-ho, The Host is a must-watch for those that love suspenseful Korean movies. Bong Joon-ho, who won the Oscar for Best Directing, not only directed the 2019 Best Picture, Best International Feature Film, and Best Original Screenplay, Parasite, but also has other incredible works under his name, such as Mother, Memories of Murder, and Okja. The Host was the first Bong Joon-ho film I've seen and stars the likes of Song Kang-ho, Byun Hee-bong, Park Hae-il, Bae-doo-na, Ko Ah-sung, and Oh Dal-soo. Again, The Host doesn't really have direct correlations to the pandemic faced today, but it portrays a state of disaster in a way that only Bong Joon-ho can show. The synopsis of The Host is as follows. Kang-doo witnesses an unusual scene on the Han River amongst a group of people huddled together. An unidentifiable thing dangling from a bridge on the river. Fascinated by the scene, people start to take pictures, but not for long. This unidentifiable thing is a monster that suddenly comes on land and starts to attack the people. The once peaceful Han River Park suddenly turns into chaos, and Kang-doo, realizing the severity of the situation, runs away with his daughter, Hyun-seo. However, amidst all the ongoing chaos, Kang-doo loses the hands of his daughter, and the monster takes Hyun-seo and disappears. The sudden attack of the monster leads the Han River Park to be closed, and the entire city falls into a catastrophe. With his world turned upside down in a matter of a day, Kang-doo must find and save his daughter. The third movie is the most recently released movie on the list and is another film that I recommended a few times before. The third movie is Exit, starring Cho Jung-seok, Yoona, Go Do-sim, Park In-wan, Kim Ji-young, and Kang Gi-young. This action comedy was directed by Lee Sang-gun, and no, the movie isn't based on a virus, but more of a terror attack. This is the only comedic film on the list, and I've also made a movie review of the movie as well, so be sure to check that out. Link in the description. The synopsis of Exit is as follows. Yongnam, an unemployed male, meets a college junior of his, Uiju, at his mother's 70th birthday party. During the event, a huge explosion occurs and the whole city starts filling up with toxic gas. Yongnam and Uiju help everyone escape, but the two fail to get on the rescue helicopter. Now, the two must do whatever it takes to escape the gas attack and get to safety. Moving along, this next movie is another film directed by the one and only Bong Joon-ho and features a cast lineup of mainly Hollywood actors, Snowpiercer. Released back in 2013, Snowpiercer is another masterpiece by Bong Joon-ho that takes a look at social classes and inequalities that exist between the different classes. Starring Chris Evans, Song Kang-ho, Ed Harris, John Hurt, Tilda Swinton, Jamie Bell, Octavia Spencer, Ewan Bremner, Alison Pill, and Ko Ah-sung. I've included Snowpiercer on this list after thinking about what would happen if a majority of mankind was swept and only a handful were left to survive. A dark thought? Perhaps. But Snowpiercer is a great portrayal of what that exact thought may look like. The synopsis is as follows. In a world where everything is frozen due to climate change, a train with survivors on board endlessly runs. The tail end of the train resembles the slums as its residents suffer from hunger and the cold. On the other hand, the head of the train is occupied by the select few who enjoy life with drugs, alcohol, and other luxuries. In this severely divided train that's been running for 17 years, the young leader, Curtis, begins the riot he's been planning for years. These next two movies are closer in theme to what we are facing today and are films that I think didn't receive much international attention. First, the 2012 film Deranged, starring Kim Myung-min, Moon Jung-hee, Kim Dong-wan, and Lee Han-hee. Deranged was directed by Park Jung-woo, who also directed Pandora, and is about a parasitic worm that creates a world of chaos. The movie is different to what we are seeing today in that the source of the catastrophe isn't a virus, but rather a parasite, but this was the first movie that came to my mind when preparing this list. Deranged is a movie that I very much enjoyed watching, but haven't seen a lot of people recommending or saying that they have watched. However, the movie gets you to really think of the situation and ask, what if that really occurred in real life? Much like how the situation today could be made into a movie. Anyways, the synopsis of Deranged is as follows. As dawn breaks, multiple bodies are found floating on a river. Following this, a series of more bodies are discovered in a similar manner throughout the nation. CCTV footage shows that these people jumped into the water themselves as if they were crazy. As more and more cases of similar nature arise, the government tries to get a hold of the circumstance but fails to contain the situation. Experts discover that the cause of this madness was due to a new parasitical horsehair worm that, once infected, causes the person to become extremely hungry and thirsty until eventually they jump into large bodies of water due to severe dehydration. In the midst of this, Chaeuk discovers that his wife and kids are infected and he tries to find a cure for the problem. In the final movie of today's video, The Flu. This is the most similar film as to what we are facing today, almost eerily similar. Yes, the movie does extend the situation to the worst case scenario, but it's scary to think what if the pandemic of today wasn't controlled and got out of hand to this extent. The possibility is definitely a scary one to think about, and The Flu does a great job at showing that possibility in a movie format. Directed by Kim Sung-soo, who also directed Azura, The City of Madness, and Beat, I recently saw The Flu as it popped up on my recommendations list on Netflix as this whole pandemic started to take place a couple months ago. The movie went under many people's radar as it was released back in 2013, but only got to see the light of day recently. The film stars the likes of Chang Yeop, Soo-hye, Park Min-na, Yoo Hae-jin, and Lee Jun, and the synopsis is as follows. An extremely powerful respiratory virus that has an infection rate of 34,000 people per second and a death rate of 100% spreads throughout Korea. In order to contain the virus so that it doesn't spread globally, the government declares a state of emergency. As the situation doesn't seem to get better, the city is placed on lockdown and is closed off from the rest of the nation. With no way of getting out and not getting the necessary help, chaos arises with the isolated people, and the fight for survival begins. That concludes today's video. Thank you to everyone that watched till the end, and if you have any other movies you feel could be added to this list, please let me know in the comments. As with everyone else, I'm also continuously looking for more movies to watch as I stay at home, so please recommend any great films you have enjoyed. Remember, you can always join the EonTalk Telegram group to further discuss with me and other Korean movie enthusiasts. Lastly, like and subscribe to show me that you are interested in the Korean movie related content that I make, and join the EonTalk Patreon if you would like to really show your support in what I do. Stay safe out there everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.